Hi guys, welcome back to the series of UX videos. We're still continuing with the UX research methods and the planning tools that are used when gathering your initial data or when you're conducting your research. We've already covered the quantitative research tools. We've covered two of the qualitative research tools, which were the interviews and the focus groups. And now we're moving on to the next qualitative research tool, which is the personas. So, what are personas? Personas are basically fictional characters of who your users are. So, remember that at this stage, we've already used three research tools to gather our initial data to try and understand who our users are. We already have an idea of what their goals, their motivations, their frustrations are. So now we try to take that data, we generalize our users, their goals, frustrations, and motivations, and we create personas based on that. So when it comes to personas, you can have a primary persona and a secondary persona. And the primary persona is basically, it includes people that will primarily use the system that you're trying to implement, while the secondary personas are the people that are involved in the system but may not necessarily use it like the primary personas. One thing to remember about personas is that you can literally create personas for just anything that you're trying to create. Could be a marketing persona, it could be a UX persona, and a UX persona is different from a marketing persona in a sense that your UX persona it's supposed to look at the goals and frustrations in relation to the system or the tech that you're trying to design. You can't just generalize your users. They need to have whatever information you put up there, their goals, frustrations, their bio, they need to be in relation to the tech that you're trying to develop. So we've already covered this, but like each and every persona that you design for your act, it needs to have a bio in relation to the tech that you're using. Remember, it needs to have like some sort of demographics, the goals and frustrations, as well as the motivations in relation to the tech that you're trying to develop. And the goals, frustrations, and the motivations are the most important part of the persona. So here's an example of a persona that I created for one of the tests that I wrote at school. It's probably not perfect, but it allows you to get an idea on how to construct a UX persona. So here our fictional character is Kendall. There's Kendall there in the picture, and right underneath the picture is just a little code that Kendall lives by. This code is supposed to be in line with the app or like the problem that we're trying to solve. And also, just to be clear, this persona was created for a bill splitting app. So we're trying to create a bill splitting app. So we needed to create a persona for like a fictional character that will use the app that we're trying to create. So her code says, "My friends and I fight every time after lunch because nobody knows how much their food costs." In her bio, just on the right hand side, says Kendall is a 25-year-old female who always fights with her friends every time they go out for lunch or dinner dates because their bills always cost way too much, but none of them ever admit to ordering expensive dishes. And just below her code is just a little demographic about Kendall. So Kendall is 25, she's a student, single, and resides in Pretoria. So the goals and frustrations there, so the goals are the goals that Kendall wants to achieve from using the app that we're trying to develop, the bill splitting app that we're trying to design. And the frustrations are the frustrations that Kendall has when she has no access to this app. So before we design our bill splitting app, those are the frustrations that Kendall is currently facing. So her goals are, the first one is to split the bill amongst friends without needing everyone to do their own calculations. And their second goal is to quickly and easily split the bill. When it comes to frustrations, we have two frustrations as well. The first one is they're always asking the waiter to take the bill separately, and it takes too much time to manually calculate the bill of each person. One thing to note about the goals and frustrations is that they need to match. So the first goal that we have there that says to split the bill amongst friends has to match with the frustration. The first frustration that we have, always asking the waiter to take the bill separately. Those two have to match. So you take the goal that Kendall wants to achieve from using our app, and you take a flip side of that and you create a frustration out of that. So what are the motivations that will motivate Kendall to use the app that we are trying to design? So the first one is she doesn't want it to require everyone to have access to the app, because some of the bill splitting apps out there actually require that everyone around the table to have access to the app, so it can calculate the entire bill and then split it amongst each other. And also it has to be easy to use. Those are the two motivations that will actually motivate Kendall to use the app that we are trying to design. So what are the alternative app choices that Kendall has if we don't actually design the app, the bill splitting app that we're designing? So there's none. So Kendall has no any other alternative app choices. So she's actually depending on the app that we are designing right now. So even though it's just Kendall is a representative of the other users out there. It's not just Kendall that is no access to other app choices. There are a whole bunch of other users out there. It's just Kendall is our fictional character in this case. So how comfortable is Kendall with the technology? With social media, she's very good. Obviously, she's a 25-year-old. Internet, she's good as well. Mobile apps, she knows how to use those. And with software, she's just okay with software. Those are the basics that you need to cover when you're actually creating a persona for your fictional characters. The personality down there on your left, on your bottom left, that's actually it wasn't very needed for this persona. It doesn't play a huge role. It's just with the website that I used to create this persona, it was included. So I thought maybe I should just include. But with the UX persona, the personality of your fictional character doesn't really play a role in the personas that you create. But that's just how you create the personas, the basics that you need to cover. You need to cover the goals, frustrations, the bio, demographics, motivations to use the app, and you need to make sure that your goals and your frustrations actually match. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you were able to get an idea of what a persona is, how to create one, and I hope this video was very useful. Please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.